Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
God's got his hand in this, and I truly believe that.
Well, I hope you're right, Mr. Lindell. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com. Mike and Jay, shalom, Big E. Hello, Jay. How are you?
Quite well. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I just was outside for a second as E was grabbing a sweatshirt out of his vehicle.
Did you see how clean his vehicle is?
It's not bad.
Oh, not bad.
I know for
It's
him.
really, really good.
Yeah.
He thought he had a date the other day, so he cleared it out. And then, of course, it fell through.
Of course.
Who was the lucky man?
Just some girl I met. You know, it's some girl I just started messaging on Facebook a few weeks ago, and
Just some girl. Just found a girl on Facebook.
well,
Found
I'm
her on
not gonna.
Facebook.
I'm not gonna say. No, I'm not gonna say that. But I'm just trying. I'm being vague about who it is. That's all. But like, there was a girl.
Why
that,
so vague, Jesus?
Because I just get sick of people stalking some of these people. That's all. But
Is she local?
yeah, she's in the area.
Out lemons?
No, but like I met, you know what's actually what happened? What actually happened was that sometimes I wake up really early, especially on the weekends. I don't even know why. I'll wake up at 5 in the morning and just sit on the freaking bed.
Where's this going?
And I just went through I'll go through my instant messenger and just start messaging people. So she had a
You're the asshole who wakes people up with the ding.
So I noticed that this girl had changed her Facebook profile and it was kind of cute. So I was like, oh, that girl was kind of cute. Then I looked at her profile and she had these pictures of whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna message her, and we started talking, and now it's been like 2 weeks, and we were gonna do something on Friday, and it fell through.
Oh, no.
Actually, you know what's funny
Jesus.
is, I don't know if it's funny, but it's kind of sad maybe, but I was trying to do something good, because like it was the first time we were gonna hang out. I didn't want to just like, she's like, what do you have in mind? And I'm like, I didn't want to just go to a restaurant. So I looked on the
Yeah,
schedule.
because you didn't want to get stuck with a bill, right?
Yeah,
no,
fuck that.
I
Is there
just
something we can do where I don't have to pay?
We could go Dutch.
We could
It's
go
the
to a
best I can
park.
do.
We could walk through a
I
park.
wanted to do something cool, and I looked at the schedule. I'm like, oh, the Wings have an exhibition game, brand new stadium, blah blah blah. So I bought 2 tickets to Friday's Wings exhibition game.
Oh, no.
Then as I'm getting out of the shower, there's a message like, oh yeah, she's a kid, and she's like, oh, my ex had to work later, so I had to take the kid longer, so I can't go. And I'm like, oh boy, I bought these tickets.
So who'd you take?
I just didn't go in the
TCG.
end.
Jesus.
I just didn't. You know what?
No.
Well, in my
I
mind,
want to see the
I
new
would've
stadium.
gone.
I could see you going down there just by yourself. to
I
see
know.
the
Well,
stadium.
here's the reason. There's 2 reasons I didn't go. One, I was already going to go down to Detroit all day the next day with some friends, and so it's like now it's Friday. The traffic's going. I just got back from dancing, and
Just finished dance
I
class.
just finished my dance lessons.
How's that going, by the way? Are you
Good,
doing
man.
well? Are you
Real
coming
good.
along?
Yeah. We got
Got the quick step down, the foxtrot,
half our song down.
paso doble.
Yeah. Do you know what style you're doing yet? Have they given you
Is
a
it more
name?
of a hip hop?
She's told me, but I don't. I think there's hustle involved.
Ooh.
Part of it is a hustle. I think it's technically 2 dances in the one
Wow.
dance. Hustle and then something else. I forget.
Paso doble?
It's not the paso
The
doble.
tango?
No, no.
Did you say the foxtrot?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other dance
He'd
is.
make a good foxtrotter, I think.
Oh, yeah.
He could hop like that. But speaking of hops, I was outside with him coming full circle, and he just for some reason decided to jump up on the basketball rim and
Just dunk real
yeah,
quick.
just really quick, just like two-handed, like
Yeah.
fucking shake the rim a little bit. And I was worried he was gonna, bring the rim like right off the board. It's not one of those glass ones.
But
that's
then he
meant to be hung
jumped.
on. And then he jumped.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what is he, 6'10"? And
Oh, jeez.
he almost got the bottom of the net. Like he got, I think, 2 fingers into the net. Like his little claws.
I didn't even really try that hard.
Hold
If
on,
you want to
dude.
really go out, and I'm sure that I could grab the rim.
If we're talking about a 10-foot regulation rim,
It is.
it's a 9 feet to get to the net. Is that fair?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You know.
And he's 6'2" with long arms.
Okay. You
So-
know what? I didn't
So he's got to
like
jump
rear.
about 1.5 feet.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I
Not
didn't
even.
rear back or anything. I didn't really. I
Let's
just
see your
kinda-
wingspan. Let's see your wingspan, E. Real quick. Stand
stand
up.
up.
My wingspan's actually pretty big.
Okay, touch the ceiling. No problem touching the 8-foot
I-
ceiling.
I have short muscles.
He's palming an 8-foot ceiling. Okay,
Flat-footed.
flat-footed, palming
And
an 8-foot ceiling.
I cannot. I'm
Well,
3 inches short with my fingers, but
That's-
if I had a couple
short
inches that I was
muscles.
supposed to have because of my spine issues,
And the short muscles.
Oh, you can touch it. Look at that.
on my tipsy toes.
So Mike could conceivably jump up and touch net.
Maybe I could. If I like jumped and swatted at it, I think I could get like
The air would make it move.
that, or maybe I could go. No, my longest finger tipped it a little bit. I got it. But I was shocked. I was like, dude, I would think Eases could jump up, not dunk a ball. I mean, obviously he's not very coordinated.
So literally a foot, dude. You
Okay,
got to jump a
know
foot.
what? I didn't even really jump, dude. I kind of just like.
Why'd you do it then?
I don't know why. I was just standing there and I wanted
To me, at your age, you're risking a blown out Achilles. So
Possibly.
why
Good
even
point.
jump?
Good point. No, I don't know. I don't know why, but I didn't.
But I was thinking, Jay, you could get rim, right? You can jump up.
Not
and get,
now.
You don't think so,
Dude, I'm seriously not risking an Achilles.
Yeah, but you could. If your Achilles promised to behave.
I am so paranoid about stuff like that at my
know.
age.
Yeah, me too.
I am not jumping up and trying to touch rim.
Yeah. Back in the day, you could, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
6'2".
Dunk a tennis ball?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's not bad.
I could not. I could never dunk a basketball.
The best I could do was jump up, like run, jump, grab the net,
Climb your
it,
way up, yeah.
and then get rim and go, give me a ball. And then
Quick!
one of you guys would hand me a ball, and I'd fucking, and then I'd hang on the rim.
Yeah.
Stuff like I could do that, but that's about as good as I could get.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, just real, I guess, finishing that off real quick. I just didn't go because I just didn't want to. I figured I'd already spent this money on these tickets, and then like I was gonna go, now I had to pay for parking and this and that, and like I didn't really even want to go out Friday night. I was only doing it because we'd been talking for like
try to get your penis stroked to completion.
right. Well, we've been
Absolutely.
talking for 2 weeks, and I'm like, it's one of those things where, man, if
That
I
almost counts as dating in today's world, with social media and stuff.
Facebook instant messaging.
Yeah.
I guess kind of in a way, but I don't know.
Pull her up. Let's see what she looks like. While you do that, hey, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't even know what kind of coverage
I'm
we
not
have
sharing this.
or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that shit. Brent has over 29 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life,
I'll let you
business,
finish.
commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900. Get a free, no obligation quote today.
Well, I'm going to take advantage of that free, no obligation quote today because I'm going to call him later and see, like, first off, how he can handle the insurance issue for me, like health insurance, and then find out what the hell I need to do to stop my phone exploding. Dude, I'm not kidding. It has not stopped since you guys left, and I was bitching about it last night. I'm getting 3 texts an hour.
Oh,
being,
man.
hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm the actual representative in Franklin, Michigan area, and I'm sure you're getting inundated, but I'm the one, and the last and only one you need to call.
That's crazy. So you just filling out this form online just goes into some depository, and it's like everybody just picks at it.
It wasn't even that big a deal. It was literally like name as it appears on your license, your address, and then it said something like income, but it was like under 50 grand a year, over 50 grand a year. It was like really basic. It wasn't like a whole lot of windows. And then so your address, and then you submit it, and mistakenly the other 2 questions they asked that I was like, oh, yeah, no big deal. Phone number and email address. And the instant I filled those both out, it was on, baby. The feeding frenzy began. I've been inundated with Florida, Gables, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, something Beach, Florida. I'm getting all these calls, leaving messages, texts galore, and it won't stop.
Should have gone directly to Brent.
I know. I had no idea. I thought it was just going to pop up some options. You'd be like, I wasn't going to buy anything. I just wanted to look.
To peruse.
Yeah, let me just take a look at what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
Like, what are the options? Okay, so if I pay $50 a month, does it cost me $2.1 million before I get to use the actual insurance? Do I have to spend that for like? What are my
I think
options?
you were on the wrong site or something because I not only perused but bought on my own.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't use anybody.
Did you submit a form?
I submitted no forms. I submitted my final
I think when you
application.
submitted a form, Mike, was to the internet, and,
Maybe.
and now
Dude.
the internet has your information.
Some pop-up hits, and Mike's like, well, fill that out.
I saw a pop-up window on the right side. It says "Needing health insurance?" and question mark, and I went, "Yes, I do." And I clicked on it. I was on one of those porn sites at the time. But yeah, dude, it's been a nonstop onslaught since then. But
Speaking of onslaughts and feeding frenzies, hey, don't forget about the Show Us Your Sausage month here. We've got a Kowalski contest.
God,
we
I almost forgot.
no.
Wait,
See, we
hold
want
on, let me-
Kowalski sausage and or meats.
Oh.
Only Kowalski quality brand sausages and or meats.
Shit. I just heard "Show Us Your Sausage Month."
Throw us a picture at our DetroitCast Facebook or Twitter accounts, and we will put you in a drawing that could render you 6 months free of our members area.
Yes,
Members area content, which people are loving, I think.
I would hope so. There's a lot of good shit in there.
Yeah, there's
including some-
literally, I don't know, a month of content.
it would take you probably at least that to get through it. I mean, honestly,
There's a lot of stuff.
We've had some full on, like a lot of times we'll take extra stories in there, and next thing you know, we've done another show.
Yeah.
We did an hour the other day, I think, when Ian and I were
Almost,
yelling
yeah.
at each other. We did like 45 minutes or
Yeah.
something, screaming at each other.
Lots
So
of behind the scenes stuff you're not going to hear on the show. So check out the members area as well.
the video of E taking a shit on the driveway is worth the yearly price of admission alone. I'm not even kidding. I can watch that video 1,000 times. It never ceases to amaze me. I'm always just like in awe watching
Yeah.
him trying to shake out a turd on the
Dude,
driveway.
That's the thing, the shaking it out, like hitting his butt against his car. Like, what? I've never seen anything like it.
It's probably annoying. I haven't watched it in a while, but you and I are probably laughing so hard in the background. It's probably like drawing attention from it. But E at one point like saddles his can nude, and we've made a bullseye for him. He's trying to hit a bullseye, which he does.
Yeah.
And he's trying to like rock it out on his car door. Oh, that and the video,
him running across the pool.
the video of him running across the pool. I don't know why that is so fucking funny to me too, but it is.
It's him pissing on cars. There's all sorts of stuff.
Yes, but there's a lot of us having like
Lots of audio content and video content.
Some of the video stuff is funny, but if you like this show and want more of it, the conversations are all in there too. So that's a great prize. So you got a month for the month of October to do that. Show us your sausage. Sausages. Basically, take a picture of the packaging or whatever. You barbecuing with delicious Kowalski meats.
Don't
Show
make
the
us
quality.
pixelate, okay?
Thank you. Yes, exactly. Well, I suppose we've put it off long enough, Jay. I woke up this morning and all I could do was just like,
Lunatic in Las Vegas.
oh my God, no. It's almost our fault because we were so tired of the kneeling stories last week. It was like, we got to change we need another story to drop.
Yeah.
I
We didn't
mean
want this.
I
We didn't want the largest mass murder in American history.
Yeah.
At this point, it's 50 plus. Probably by the time a lot of people listen to this, we're closer to 75 dead because there's over 400, 500 people injured through this.
Yeah, last I heard, I think was 406. I've heard 500 plus in the hospital. Many, many, many of them in critical condition. You guys know country music way better than I do.
Jason
I mean,
Aldean is big.
Is Jay,
That's
I
who
was
singing
going to
at the
say,
time?
is
Holy
he,
shit.
is he
Yeah.
controversial though? Is he
No.
someone that's going to start race riots or?
Dude, he's a pop country singer.
Yeah, he's big, but Jay's right. He's very
Mainstream
Right.
pop country.
Would I know
A guy that would-
any of his music, man?
No, probably not.
No.
He's a guy who would close down a couple day country music fest at Faster Horses or something like that.
Really?
Yeah,
he's that big?
He's big. Yeah.
No kidding. Who's the biggest? Would you guys say like in that
I don't know
country
right
pop
now.
world? Like Eric Church, I hear his name. You guys talking about?
Yeah, but he doesn't have like a huge album out right
I
now.
wonder who would be the biggest. I don't even know, dude, because I just
Yeah.
don't pay attention enough anymore to who's still. Trying to think of who I saw this.
Sam Hunt.
Yeah,
He's big.
Is he big? Mike's brother, I believe.
Right.
So Sam's big. Jason Aldean. I guess these guys were all playing at
Luke
this thing.
Bryan, I guess, would
Luke
be
Bryan,
probably really
yeah.
big, probably.
huge.
What about the duos? There's a lot of like so and so and so and
I
so.
know.
Florida Georgia Line and,
Yeah.
and who are the ones? I just saw them the other day. Big and Rich. They were on like
They
I think
still-
Big and Rich were
Yeah,
playing
they're-
at this thing.
They're not very big.
I didn't even know they were still
No.
together.
Really, they were just on.
I guess
some show I was watching like a week ago, and I think they just opened a bar
that would
like on that Vegas Strip, like right where this happened.
No, it doesn't surprise me that they're on the scene, but you're getting another call from a.
Yeah.
Put them on. Let's see what we got.
Oh, I just hung up on
Oh,
it. Next one that calls,
Okay.
we will.
That'd be awesome.
Talk it through. See what we can get you. Penile implants. I don't know. I don't know if that's on the table, Mike. Let's see if we can't get those muscles lengthened.
Okay, all
Okay.
right. I like the way you're thinking. My spine work too. I
Yeah.
wouldn't, dude. If I could grow 2 inches, I would feel the confidence boost alone.
You're just talking height or dick.
Both, but
right?
yeah, shit, yeah. I mean, 2 inches either way would be great. Going lengthwise, girthwise, or just height.
Yeah.
I'd take any of that
Stature.
stuff. Yeah.
Redneck Riviera is the restaurant, is the bar they just.
It
opened
doesn't
up.
surprise me that they're in the business of opening bars like that,
Right.
but they're
Yeah.
not really big on the scene.
Well, I guess we know who the guy is that started shooting. 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, resident of nearby Mesquite, Nevada. I guess he's like 90 miles away from the Strip. And
10 plus rifles in his room, 32nd floor.
and it sounds like he moved into this 32nd floor. Have you ever been to Mandalay?
I've never been to Vegas.
You've never been to Vegas? Shit, I stayed mostly at Mandalay Bay. I know the layout of that place a lot. I've been in those fucking windows that you're seeing on the TV there. That's actually where I was staying at Mandalay Bay, probably around the 32nd floor, when I let a buddy of mine stay in the room, and he brought some skank back to the room. And just when I opened the curtain in the morning, just handprints and footprints all over the glass. Like he had her like this on the window, you know, palms on the window.
Sure.
Like, you know, ass up. You got to ass up. And then it was like, bag up. And he was just putting a pounding on this broad all night. So that's what I think of when I think of...
No. We don't want to shame anybody. We don't want to put anybody on the spot. If it looks funny, we go over and say, mm-mm.
You should have seen a young Mike Walters examine this, because he's like passed out on the floor, and it's like, open these curtains, and it's like, how? Hold on, Joe. Can you explain, like, that foot and that hand? Like, what were you doing? Twister down here? How did this work? Like, oh, man, yeah, I tried a different position. I got her, and then I had her.
The deductive processes.
Yeah, and it was like, it was just something like you would expect. Okay, you got some handprints, and it's like he's just.
But then the
away.
footprints.
But then footprints, and then why all of a sudden the shift to the handprints are like now they're going this way? Like
that's really astounding.
How did this work? Like how did we do this? Were you like I don't know. Still don't know how we did it, but it was impressive to see. So yeah, this guy's apparently been there for days in Vegas. Had some platforms set up, so it sounds like the guns were on these platforms that he could just mowing into a crowd below. Just incredible, man. Incredible. Did you hear ISIS has taken credit for this?
Yeah, they don't usually do that if there's nothing to it, do they? Or do they?
You know, that's always been your thing. Like, why not claim everything?
Yeah.
Why not throw your hat in the ring and make them disprove it?
Yeah.
You know?
So I wonder if there's not something to this. And again, maybe by tomorrow when most people hear this, yeah, it's ISIS.
Yeah. Well, ISIS apparently came out with a statement and said, he was one of our brothers. He converted 3 months ago. Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it's obviously way too soon into this thing. But, God, I just think about the drinking that would be going on at that event.
Just how hard to process it would be for a moment. And if you watch the video, you see Aldine continues for half a chorus.
10 seconds, I think they said.
Yeah, where it's just brr, 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 and he's just still going. And then it's like, wait, what?
Dude, everyone automatically thinks fireworks.
Or part of the show.
Or Steve Scalise, I saw part of his 60 Minutes interview last night. He's like, I thought it was a tractor backfiring. I'm like, you're in a baseball park in Washington, D.C.
And that's
like,
what occurs.
You're thinking like you're on the farm somewhere. Like, it must be just surreal when you hear that. But I hear that over here from time to time where it's like, you know, and I'll always look at the clock. Always. I'll hear like, boom. And it's like, oh, did that guy just kill his wife? Is that what happened 2 doors down? And then I'll look at the clock and be like, okay, it's 11:36. So that when I'm questioned...
Yeah, I absolutely looked up at the clock, the Flava Flav clock, and it was 11:36.
And it was 11:36. I'll never forget it. I remember distinctly hearing that sound, and no one ever comes and asks me anything, so I'm assuming everything's okay. That the same guy's not just murdering people randomly in the neighborhood.
I hear gunshots so much from my house that it doesn't even register with me anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of do too.
We have state land behind us, and it's just all the time, especially weekends.
Really? Like during the day, though, probably?
Yeah.
Dude, aren't you worried about... I'd always be worried about some errant bullet or something. Like,
yeah. It's not a long gun range, obviously. You're only allowed to use shotgun and stuff, but people are back there with pistols and all that. I know they are.
Yeah, and that's not allowed. You're not supposed to do that. When we went to the gun range, like, I remember, like, some of those long target, like those ones kind of a ways down, 100 yards or whatever they were, and they've got targets set up, and I'm looking up, and it's like, yeah, it's got like a hill backdrop. But if you wanted to be a dick,
just lob one over.
You could just lob one over. I mean, there's nothing there. There's like some big backstop that's going to stop everything. It's like we're all just at the mercy of everybody.
Responsible gun ownership.
Yes.
Right.
Not being monsters. Which this guy, I don't know, man. Something sits wrong with the 65-year-old white man. And I know that sounds bad in general to say, but you don't think of a 64-year-old white guy as not someone who's been wronged his whole life. Like, most people would think, wow, he's had a privileged existence. He's white, male, he's older.
Yeah, but at the same time, most people would go, that's a Trump voter right there. That's how Trump got elected. 64-year-old white guy who feels wronged his whole life.
Yeah.
So I kind of disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think of, like, it doesn't surprise me when a gay kid goes and lights up a nightclub. in Orlando for whatever his reason. And because we've made it so acceptable to just be like, oh my God, you're such a victim, this victim mentality, so that it doesn't surprise me when it's like a kid shoots a classmate or it goes to these drastic measures to be noticed. But this guy's got no social media presence.
I'm not saying it makes
nothing.
any sense for a Trump voter, first off, I have no idea if he is, but a 64-year-old white guy to shoot into a crowd of country music goers makes zero sense.
Yes. There you
So
go.
if you're talking about a 64-year-old white guy shooting into some hip-hop show, then you're like off with the story about, oh, racist and white supremacy and all that shit. But yeah, this makes absolutely no sense. Unless it's just simply ISIS wanting to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, it's just incredible that he would have this much gun power and this much planning. I mean, he had cameras outside the room, dude.
You just you flat out cannot stop it. That's the biggest thing.
I know.
Like if a guy is willing to die, willing to go to those lengths, check in 4 days early, and transport 10 plus guns up to a high level or a high rise hotel, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to have metal detectors in every hotel, in every building? No. You know, if you live in a free society,
this is the price you pay. But it's gotta hit a point at some. Don't you think at some point, because this is not normal. Seeing this behavior played out like this is just not normal, and it's going to be sensationalized to all hell.
Well, nobody wants any gun control because, and I tend to believe this too, that it's simply a slippery slope that will end up with zero gun ownership in the future. But at some point, you do have to go, okay, what's responsible here? We've got a guy sounded automatic to me.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what I thought
he's got automatic weapons up there just firing upon a crowd of 22,000 people.
Dude, just fish in a barrel. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You've got him wrangled in, gated in.
And I know everybody wants to point, you know, a psychopath, he'd hurt people in some way, whether it's the gun or not. I agree with that, but you're allowing these massive weapons of destruction that can take out so many people. And
like you said, it's a very it's a real.
Did you answer it? There's just simply no solution to this, though, with hundreds of millions of guns out there. What are you going to do at this point?
Pause. We'll get back to this, Jay. Let's find out about my insurance. Apparently, it's a pressing matter. Hello?
Hello, is Mike there?
Yeah, this is Mike. Yep.
Hi, this is Alfonso. I'm calling from First Quote Health.
What's your name? I didn't catch that. I'm sorry.
I'm following up on your online request for a health insurance quote.
Please don't ignore Jay. He has. What was your first name again? We didn't catch that.
My name is Alfonso.
Alfonso.
That's
Thanks for calling, Alfonso. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, are you looking for health insurance, sir?
I was, yeah.
Okay, do you have 10 minutes now to speak with one of our agents that can help you?
10 minutes. 10 minutes. How about a minute or two? We're really mostly concerned with the short muscles. Oh, look at this.
Oh, nice,
hang
Alfonso.
Up on me. Wow, he has so much business.
Wow.
He can hang up on us.
He just bailed. Oh, I bet my phone doesn't work well down here. That might be the problem.
Might want to, I don't know, remedy that. You have a phone that doesn't work in your house.
In my basement.
Dude, I'm just saying, my phone doesn't work in my basement either. Honestly, my parents' basement. I don't know what, but I have Sprint, and I think Sprint's, from what I can tell, even though they tell me it's the best, all the commercials tell me that Sprint is the best that's out there.
That's weird. I heard Verizon is the best.
I know.
It's weird. I've always thought it was AT&T.
I know.
One of us has a phone that works anywhere in this house.
I know. Oh,
That'd
trust
be
me. I don't want to be on Sprint anymore. I'm trying to figure out a way. I've been trying to try to find out which one to go to, and I think Verizon is the one. I know, God, we're giving commercials away, I feel like, at this point. But every friend I have that has a Verizon seems to have a way better service everywhere they go.
I've had zero problem with it. And we're not being paid by Verizon in any way. That's been my experience.
Should be. Send this
zero problem with Verizon
Send
service.
this air check to Verizon and see if you can't work out a deal. Maybe you can get a one-on-one sponsorship deal with them. The other weird thing about this story was there was a witness that said this Mexican chick entered the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And and a Hispanic guy, both in their 50s. They were escorted out eventually, but they were in there and they started to play with people's hair, were acting crazy, and told us that we're all going to fucking die. She said they're all around us and we're going to die.
That's odd.
That does seem a little bit odd, right?
Just not heard that.
On the face of it. There was a professional poker player, too. Dan Bilzerian. I'm going to go on these professional poker players, but he was at the event and streamed footage of himself running. Holy fuck, this girl just got shot in the fucking head. Holy shit, this is fucking crazy. He's just like filming and all this stuff. Brad Baker, he was staying at Mandalay. Imagine this. He's from Austin, Texas. He's in town for just like a conference or whatever in Vegas. They have so many of those. He said the police came into my room. I was totally out. I thought I was in trouble. Why wouldn't you? You know, I mean, SWAT team comes kicking your door in. You're laying there like, why wouldn't you think that? They yelled at me, get some clothes on. I got my shirt on, but I left my phone, my wallet. When I came out of my room, they were telling us to run. I saw the cops with guns. It was crazy.
Shit,
This guy's like, I was on the 32nd floor. They're saying the guy was 4 rooms down from me. Another witness said he was in the room next to the gunman. I was in 135. I heard over the police scanner. Shooting came from 137. The cops came onto the floor, which is weird, right? Like with everything else going on in that moment. And they were clearing room by room, blah, blah, blah. All we know about this guy, like I said, he doesn't have any social media out there. And so this is like the only picture they have.
I know. They must be short of pictures because they got him closing his eyes with a drink in his hand.
Yeah. He's just sitting there with like doing a shot with his girl and his eyes are closed.
What color eyes does he have? We don't even know. I don't even know his eye color at this point.
No idea. So, yeah, he's got no record in the state of Nevada. 64 years old. He purchased a home in a retirement community for just about $370,000 in 2015. He lived there with 62-year-old Mary Lou Danley. They have her in custody now. They don't think she's, got anything to do with this. He's got both hunting and fishing licenses as well as a pilot's license. I mean, this is like Joe American.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is so odd. No social media presence, which they say, it's made it hard to find images. They're basically apologizing for the closed-eyed picture. That's what they're doing there.
You just can't stop it, though. It's really, really frustrating and sad.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I told Jay, dude, I remember there was a time when we, used to be like, oh, what a coward. Someone shoots somebody, and then they kill themselves. I'm fucking so glad he killed himself.
Really?
Fuck us. Yes, fuck us having to sit here and give him his rights and put him in a trial and blah,
and
blah,
house
blah.
him for 30 years.
And then
of course the guy would live to be 99, right?
Martyr him if he's got any injustices that he's lashing out about.
Yeah, to me, honestly, it's so much better. Let him kill himself, because we would still sit here and there'd be people say, well, he should still get a fair trial and he should not have to get the death penalty or this or that, and fuck that, man.
Spend millions and millions of dollars
then
on
that last meal would infuriate me.
Oh, it would.
Because he'd have like 18 hamburgers and all this beer and
even
fries
though he killed
and all
55, well, maybe
Beer.
more.
I don't think they'll give you beer.
There's been guys who've gotten beer,
That's
Budweiser's.
the movie. I don't think they give you beer in the actual real life.
I swear to God, we've covered a lot of last meals, and I'm
always been
pretty
pop so
pretty
far.
certain there's been Bud Lights involved.
Really? Well, why wouldn't you just order 20 of them?
I'd get a 30-pack.
Yeah, hell yeah. Go out with a bang.
No, I'm glad he killed himself. Good for him. Fucking coward.
Yeah, I guess. It's just so sad that we even have to have these discussions because, like you said, Jay, it's a free society. And in a free society, that there's not much you can do about it. And the problem is, unlike other countries, it's like, well, you saw what happened in Europe. They took everyone's guns, or in Australia, there was a mass shooter, and they took everyone's guns. Everyone turned them in, and now we haven't had a single mass shooting since. It's like, okay, cute. So you took all 50,000 guns, did you? We have more guns in this country than citizens.
Yeah, over 300 million, right?
Yeah, there's well over 300 million guns. There's no way to round all that up. There's no way to take them all off the black market. And so basically the fear is that you just end up going, okay, Jay turns in his rifle, I turn in my pistol, we're responsible gun owners. Now we've just disarmed ourselves for people who aren't going to play by those rules. And now they hold all the fucking weapons. And the government holds all the weapons. And now you've just rendered yourself, the same situation as here. You're now the fish in the barrel. And so, that's what makes it so hard. But
It's quite a conundrum.
it is. And, not to sound like a broken record, because we've talked about this before, when you think about something as small as, or not small, but the story of the Confederate flag, and it's like, oh, we just want it off the state capitol, that's all. You want to have your flag, you have your flag. Go get a Confederate flag now. Like within the blink of an eye, they were off. You couldn't buy them anywhere. The Dukes of Hazzard goes down.
He's got one.
Yes, well, I can still have. I guess I do still have it.
But the point is, you couldn't go buy a new one, and
right.
you wouldn't display it. Like people used to proudly just display them at NASCAR or whatever. Now you can't. Now it's just a hate symbol. That's all it is. And so that's the fear with guns. It's like, all we want to do is make sure we can't get automatic rifles to bad guys. It's like, who doesn't? sounds great in theory. It's the practice that's so hard to do. So what do? I don't know.
Nothing. Wait for the next one.
Yep, which will be
There's
coming.
nothing you can
Well,
do.
dude,
quicker and quicker. I
Hope you're not
suppose.
at the next one or anyone
Yeah.
you care about.
And I know it's like such a cliche statement to be like, well, we can't let them win, or we have to just keep doing what we do. And the minute you start changing what you do, then they win. But man, dude, for me, for someone who's gone to like 5 music festivals this year, if you think it hasn't started to creep into my head more, like I'm not gonna stop going. But if you think I haven't like going to Orlando in a month, man,
How do you feel about running over that across that Ambassador Bridge in a couple weeks?
dude, I think there's no reason not to think have some thought about that. I told Jay when
I've always been worried about the Freep Marathon.
dude, it's
Really?
an international situation. There's a bridge and a tunnel involved, and yes, they you have to get a passport to get your.
The
running
tunnel has
thing.
always worried me
The tunnel's
Just
the one
say
that
that.
freaks me out too. The tunnel is the one.
because I think that could be an amazing symbolic display of awfulness.
Man,
You know,
you
to,
see-
to have smoke coming out of both sides, to have death going on, to have it blown open, to have
Yeah, you're talking about a breach in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that just sounds devastating on so many levels.
So I'm not running that leg.
Right, neither am I.
El
Thank
Prez
God.
is.
Although I'm running the bridge.
Is he-
but
you
He's
gotta-
pretty fast, so I've got faith in El Prez.
Sure,
I'll get through there.
Sure. Which leg are you running? E?
I'm in the bridge though, so but I think Jay's right. I think if there's one of the two they go for, if they can't get to 2, they're going for that tunnel over the bridge probably.
Yeah, but you'd have to set bombs in the tunnel, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't like launch something at the tunnel.
You could have somebody jump from the crowd with a backpack and just go booking in. And you think
Yeah.
a sharpshooter's going to take out, if presumably they do have sharpshooters sitting there, they're going to take out a guy amongst hundreds of other runners?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, that's.
But if
Could
you're
you
zigging
imagine
and zagging,
If you were wrong though, you see some kid with a backpack hop out and it
Just
turns
start
out he's just saw
booking?
his dad come for the first time in a month, and he's just running out there to give him a hug and you blast him in the head. I
Right.
mean, like, yeah, you'd have to be certain of what you were seeing. Yeah,
I told Jay, dude, for the first time this year when I did the bridge walk even in Mackinac, I've done that for 20 plus years, and this year they closed it all down on the other side. Usually they let pedestrians walk one side, cars drive the other. That was all shut down, and instead of like just kind of like, National Guard kind of weekend warrior kind of guys, there was like full on state police, fucking boats in the water. I've never seen it like more
Yeah.
like actually uptight like that. Security wise,
I
it's
feel
definitely
like
because
the
of
whole
that.
system is on razor's edge, and so everyone's worried. I mean, do you guys go as far as like paying more attention to your surroundings when you're out somewhere with your family or at a concert? Say you and Gab or E, you and whoever.
I suppose I will now.
Like I like to think that I would. Like if I saw someone set a backpack down and mingle for a second, then walk away, that I'd be like, hey, dude, you forgot your backpack or whatever, or at least get away from it.
Well, here's the
I don't know
problem.
that I'd scream, unattended backpack, unattended backpack, it could explode.
See something, say something. I'm seeing something.
And I'm saying something.
Here's the problem, man. I had a big. They had big security. Like I had several people tell me when I went to Atlanta last week that at this festival particularly, for some reason, people were pickpocketing. There was known that people would literally just walk through the crowd and take people's phones and shit.
Did you wear a red fanny pack?
I actually was going to buy a fanny pack and I couldn't find one around here. I didn't know where to.
Oh, I think I have
just
a
go
red one
upstairs.
upstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can borrow that
I
one.
should have asked you. I guess maybe you still have it.
No, I don't.
But I actually tried to buy one. But my point of saying
They're
like
hugely
are you,
popular now. I was just ahead of the,
right? Are you?
Ahead
But
of
are
the
you?
trend.
Are you looking around more? It's like I remember going in the day, going, okay, dude, I don't have the fanny pack, so I'm gonna really be more careful. And then once I got in there and had a few drinks, or once I was
Body highs.
right, then I'm just like, you stop. You do stop. I think you just start to
Let your guard down.
right.
Yeah, but E, you'd be even worse with a fanny pack. I mean, what you're talking about is shit in your pockets that are attached to your jeans. Losing that stuff is
No.
unbelievable. The fanny pack, you'll just end up taking that off if you get uncomfortable and setting it down. I won't forget where I put that with everything that means something to me.
What do you? I wouldn't take off. The point of the fanny pack was that something would be in front of you, zipped, where because people were literally just going in and taking like phone after phone after.
Oh, I thought you were
phone.
talking about like setting your stuff down, like you always lose your wallet.
No.
lose your
I was
phone.
talking about the fact that they were legitimately saying that at this place there had been report like last year at one point some dude just all of a sudden 20 people just didn't have a cell phone because some dude literally just walked by and took it out of people's pockets.
Those can get even worse, E, if you're not careful, because I was reading a story just this morning about this Austrian man who was arrested. He was at one of those big, beer fest shows like in Germany, and they've got this big hill. Like I'm picturing kind of like a rolling hill or like a pine knob or something where people are up there. And I guess it's just there's passed out people up there and people fucking up there. And so the police at night, they start going through there, and they're like, all right, 10:30, time to get people out of here.
Just kicking bodies.
And they're looking for pickpockets is their thing. And so they're just kind of flashing because they know, this passed out guy here, like E, is just going to get fucking robbed. And so they find this guy. They're like, what's that guy doing over there? Is he pickpocketing that guy?
Oh, boy, he's doing more than pickpocketing.
He was doing a lot more than pickpocketing.
Oh, God.
He was blowing him. The guy's passed out cold on the lawn, drunk as shit, passed out.
And some guy's sucking the
Not a-
passed out guy's dick.
Not a selfish lover.
Yeah, that's really unselfish.
I mean, and they're, so they're trying to like grab the guy by the ears and pop him off that thing, and I just can't help but wonder if it's like, did that guy that was passed out, like, did he wake up 3/4 of the way through, like with one eye open, and just go, fuck it, might as well. We're already at this point.
Wow.
Let him finish.
What would you do, Mike?
Get out of here, you! Get out of here! And I'd try to desperately pretend it didn't happen, but
We've been through this. You would let him finish.
I don't think that I would.
I think you would.
Then you've changed your mind from a year ago because we went through this exact scenario.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't
Here's
remember that.
I think the play. If you can keep your composure, if you can keep yourself settled, I think the play is you keep your eyes closed and you just go and you just get into it as much as you can.
Absolutely.
And then you feel. Then at the very end, you see what hand of cards you were dealt.
My
If it was,
wife's really going to be upset about this.
And obviously, you can take 10 off the list, probably female 10 off the list. But at that point, you're rolling the dice that it's just like a gross chick or a fat chick.
I don't remember this guy's name.
And then you could crap out and get that guy, But it's like, at least I finished.
There was this comic. I wish I could remember his name, but he's not like he's like an actual comic, not just like an open micer. And he had some bit about that, the idea of like how guys would like, well, it's like, oh, I will pass. Literally, the idea of waking up passed out and some guy sucking his dick, and it's like, well, I'm gonna let this finish, but when you're done, we're gonna have a conversation about this. There's gonna be a long talk about this after this is over.
Hey, the Hamlin Pub supports the Detroit Cast, so let's make it a point to support them with locations in Rochester Hills, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 in Shelby Township. You know there's one near you. Hamlin Pubs have great food, ice-cold drinks, tons of craft beers, TVs, games, and great entertainment. Come on by or book your reservation today at hamlinpubs.com.
Hey, lastly on the Vegas story, the shooter's brother came out and
he's
made a statement.
talking. Looks
Eric,
a lot like him, man.
does he really? I haven't seen him yet.
It's not on right now.
Oh, okay. Eric Paddock, I guess his name is.
He's
And
just like, dude, this is like an asteroid falling on our family. We had no idea where this came from.
Think about how many times like we've gotten mad when it's like some Arabic guy does that and his family's like, we had no idea. He seemed like a good boy. He was
You're
starting
like,
school
fuck
on
you,
Monday."
you knew.
You knew. Him and his fucking loser friends were making bombs in the basement. You chose to ignore it. Pieces of shit. Dude, that is so fucking, like, crazy. Like, when I was telling you guys about that story I was watching about those kids that played football, had all these D1 scholarships, and
Yeah.
they decided for some Jordans and some gold chains, which are tits.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny that.
It is enticing.
There are some badass Jordans out there. So, I don't know, let's just start robbing banks and restaurants and video stores.
They robbed a bank.
Bank, dude, for like $2,000. That was their undoing in the end because they had the packs in there, the
paint
exploding
packet.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know you're going to get a paint packet?
Or at least a tracker in it.
Fuck.
But then watching these families over and over, like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, honestly, it's like fucking, G, my brother or something. I get a call tomorrow and it's like, yeah, he went down to the local elementary school and just started wiping out kids. He took out 50 of them before turning the gun on himself. And I'd be stuck being that guy in the news going, things seemed well. I mean, good job. I mean, he's got a
That's
kid.
a tough spot you're put in on a
Dude.
Monday morning, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially when it affects so many other people. Like, I'd be just as dumbfounded if someone called and went, yeah, he committed suicide. And you go, okay, fuck. You try to look for. I've gotten that phone call, and it's like you spend the next 20 years trying to decipher like what did I miss? How did I miss it? But dude, when you open it up to just like randomly gunning down hundreds of people at something like that, this family, and I don't want to say poor family because I don't know what the story is here, but they're just like something happened, man, to make Stephen kill all these people. There was absolutely no indication he could do something like this. He He's got no political or religious affiliation. He was just a
It just
guy.
sounds too exaggerated to the common person out there.
We know absolutely nothing. This is just, we're dumbfounded. We have absolutely no idea. By the way, our condolences to the victims and all their families. Eric said that he and his brother lived on separate coasts. I guess this guy is down in Florida. And they didn't speak that often. And I'm like, okay, well, if you didn't speak that often, how do you know that everything?
No religious or political affiliation.
Yeah, he could
How do
have
you
found.
know?
He could have found that last 3 months ago, as ISIS is claiming.
Right.
Sounds like ISIS was talking to your bro more than you were.
What's he supposed to say? He's just saying what he knows, dude.
I know. But when you say like, no, you couldn't have seen any of this coming, and it's like, but we don't really talk. It's like, okay, well.
Well, they're in.
Our family's okay. My mother is in shock. She's 90. She's trying to cope with the news. We're just hoping people don't show up at our house and start attacking us. It's a real concern. She lives down the street from me. We're completely dumbfounded. You can imagine how this has affected her. He's my brother. She's got nothing to do with this, at least from my perspective. This wasn't a terror attack. Au contraire, mon frere. It was definitely a terror
It's
attack.
terrorist attack no matter what, right? Like, I don't get it. Like, the idea, do we just, is terrorist
What's the
attack?
definition of terrorist, though, dude? You can just be a
okay.
psychopath who goes
Okay.
fucking
Yeah.
nuts. I don't think it's necessarily
Okay.
a terrorist attack.
Yeah. Well, you're
Do you
right.
think- do you think differently?
No.
I guess that's right.
What do they call that? Something like homegrown terrorist.
Domestic.
Yeah, lone wolf. They like to peg it in lone wolf. But why not a psychopath?
You're right.
Why not a psychopath?
That's
Could
a good-
absolutely
yeah.
be that. I think you reserve terrorist attack for,
Well, you have to have some fucking cause behind it that you're doing it for. I think, to be a terrorist attack. I don't know
that
what the
could be.
definition is. But
Yeah, you're probably right. O.J. Simpson was spotted out. They caught him at a gas station.
in better news,
Yeah, he only killed 2 people. This guy killed way more people than the Juice did. Sounds like he's going to live in Vegas. This is interesting, right? I mean, leaving from that prison in Nevada, but someone caught him at a gas station. He still looks like he's in prison. He's still got the outfit on it that makes him look like he's still there. But he gets in the car and this camera guy's like, "Hey Juice, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh, for fucks, man, what do you guys want? Nothing's changed. I'm the
what do you
same
think?
guy.
I've been sitting there for 9 years.
Man, I've been sitting there for 9 years. Now I've been in the car for 5 hours. What am I going to say? What can I possibly say?" Well,
Did you do it?
Yeah.
He's going to just get inundated. Everybody who meets him.
That's what I would say.
Hell
That'd
yeah.
be the first thing
Get
I'd
him to
say.
slip up once.
sources close to the Juice are saying that he's not talking for free. It's kind of what we were wondering last night. Is he going to do an interview or anything like that? It's got to be a big one because it's the only one he's going to do one time, and it has to be worth his while. He's expected to ask between $3 and $5 million to sit down with the likes of, and he's apparently got a checklist that he'd like to sit down and talk with the Juice. For NBC, we've got Matt Lauer, Megyn Kelly, or Lester Holt.
Okay.
Any of those grab your fancy? I mean, if you had to pick one, Lester Holt maybe?
Sure.
ABC, Robin Roberts or Michael Strahan? No. I'm not watching it. If he goes to fucking
Yeah,
shut
right.
up, Robin, I'm not going to watch it. I'd even take Stephanopoulos, for Christ's sakes. Or we've got CBS's newest 60 Minutes correspondent, Oprah Winfrey.
Where is this coming from, this list? He's released a list of who he
No.
talked to?
The sources
Speculation?
were telling the New York Post, like, this is what he's got on his mind. Simpsons team has reached out to several outlets to gauge their interest. While the major networks maintain they don't pay for interviews, it's an open industry secret that popular shows like GMA or Today, they pay for licensing images and videos.
Oh,
You know, so
whoa.
this is one of those like, nope, I'm not selling Super Bowl tickets online. I'm selling you this envelope, and it happens to come with two free Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
You know, one of those things. So it's like, oh, they'll pay for licensing images. Stop it. E, is that the video?
I think this is it.
Yeah.
Juice, how's it feel to be out?
He's in all denim.
Hey, how in the world? Y'all stalking me? Jesus, man.
He loves it.
Loves
it.
Loves it.
None of your business.
None of
I'm
your
in
business.
the car for the last 5 hours, so how do I know how it feels to be out? And hey, man, look, I've been in nowhere, USA for the last 9 years doing nothing. Nothing has changed in my life. What do you guys?
Still a
what do
murder.
you expect? I mean, there's nothing changed now. Please.
a break.
All right, can I have a break here? All right. Thank you.
Can't believe they gave him that
God
prison
bless.
guard.
Take care.
I'd have sent him out nude.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like prison guard,
Nothing's
doesn't it?
changed.
Totally.
Nothing
All
changed
denim,
since
denim
then.
hat, denim jacket, denim pants.
Juice,
Oh,
this
sorry.
is Juice's thing too. Juice loves doing this. Man, leave me alone. Ain't nothing changed. God, what are you stalking me?
Now let me talk for 4 paragraphs.
And then they're like, all right. And he's like, thank you. God bless you. God loves you. It's mercy of the, he just starts
Sure.
rambling about God and bless you. And he gets all cordial and friendly. Juice, I don't want you to go away with a bad feeling of the Juice. Everybody loves the Juice. God bless you.
Hey, Zot Ford is conducting its amazing Key for Key event. Exchange your current vehicle for a brand new Ford without spending a dime out of your pocket. Zot Ford will assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or your lease, no matter what you owe. This is a straight Key for Key exchange. Give Zot the keys to your vehicle, and they'll give you the keys to a brand new Ford. Plus, Zot Ford will make your first payment. Please hurry. This is a limited time event.
OJ, by the way, has options open. They say reality TV is definitely on the table. They say he could be the executive producer of that, and they get to call all the shots. We could follow Juice as he makes his way to prison. They said that there
Dude,
was...
think about that, man. This guy killed 2 people.
I know.
And he has these options on the table.
I know.
How many millions? Where am I going to rake my millions in from?
And why don't the Goldmans get that? Like, why would he do that? And then just like,
They
oh,
absolutely
yeah,
should. They've got
Juice,
huge judgment. How many millions in judgment against them?
33. They
Yeah.
say which would be worth about $68 million right now. If over these last 20, whatever, how many
Yeah.
years it's been.
So I wonder how much of that he's just not going to do so as not to pay them, right?
Yeah, but I would think even if, say he signs on to do some dumb thing for $4 million with Robin Roberts, why wouldn't it be like, I will take my check now? It's like, yeah, well,
It
we're writing it
absolutely
to the
should.
Goldman.
Absolutely.
Fred Goldman. We're sending it here to California and go talk to him about it. Maybe he'll sign it over to you. I don't know. That's between you and him, but we're not getting in the middle of this judgment. And it's
No, it'll go to the Juice, but then he'll have to surrender it.
really?
Yeah.
Well, what's the whole? How does it work with the Florida thing? Like, even if he gets new stuff, like, how does that all work?
Oh, I don't know with Florida.
Because that's right, like he said, that's why he's in Florida.
There's big shelters for housing. Like they can't take your house, they can't touch your pensions, they can't. There's all kinds of rules specific to Florida, which is why a lot of these guys go down there. Which is what most people thought the Juice would be doing. But they say, yeah, that people still want to see the Juice and see what he's up to. It's more like a circus show at this point. I think people just want to see like when he's going to flip out, if he's going to flip out. I think people like that narrative. But I couldn't believe this. So we knew he gets about $25,000 every month for his NFL pension. Untouchable. That's his no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
He also has a nearly $5 million Screen Actors Guild pension. The fuck does Juice have a $5 million Screen Actors Guild pension?
All
The
those
Naked
movies,
Gun
the Naked
movies?
Gun movies.
Shit.
Did Juice do a whole lot more?
Towering Inferno, Naked Gun. He was
He was funny in
He was a
Naked Gun.
bus
He was.
driver. I remember he was a bus driver in one, and like a Greyhound bus, and he was
Really?
trying to thwart like a terrorist attack or something.
No
Or
kidding.
some banditos were trying to get guys
Sure.
on the bus. And
They're the ones with the hot
right.
dog hat, or whatever, the Banditos. But yeah, he also did all the Hurt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you'd have to be part of the guild for that. And those were big commercials in this, 70s, 80s?
running
or
through
something?
the airport.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, good for Juice. Happy for him.
He's still going to have a miserable existence from here on out. Were you looking up his credits, E?
Yeah, I mean,
Anything decent?
Naked Gun. Frogmen.
Oh, who could forget Frogman?
No place to hide.
don't know
No
what-
place to hide.
I don't know what
Yeah, it's
this-
true story of the Juice. No place to hide.
I didn't know what this was.
First and 10, the championship TV series.
It-
In the heat of the night.
Yeah, Naked Gun was really his big.
Back to
the beach. Man at airport. Uncredited.
Cocaine and Blue Eyes.
Oh, I love that one. That was a TV movie. It sounded like it was going to be huge.
Detour to Terror. Capricorn 1. Firepower. A Killing Affair.
Cool.
Roots. He was in Roots.
He was?
I didn't know that.
Wow. Goldie and the Boxer Go to Hollywood.
Sounds
Boy,
great.
that's got hit written all over it, doesn't it?
Anything where they're going to Hollywood or going to New York is always great.
Detour to Terror. I played Lee Hayes. Perhaps you remember the Juice as Lee Hayes.
Oh, decent amount of
and the-
stuff on the list.
Oh,
I
Goldie
mean,
and the Boxer was a movie, and then Goldie and the Boxer went to Hollywood was
God.
part 2.
that's when it's really good.
I knew Crocodile Dundee going to New York City was probably not going to be as good as the original.
And then they did another one eventually where he went to Hollywood.
Dude, he's been in a lot more than I thought.
yeah.
I mean, it really is going down here still too. I mean, that doesn't mean they're good, but he's been in these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dragnet in 1967? Wow. Did you see where E's going tonight, Jay?
I did not. What you doing, Easus?
Ezus and his father.
Which is one of the other reasons I didn't.
Oh, you're going to Paul McCartney,
Yes.
you son of a bitch.
Doesn't that kill you? Doesn't it just kill you, Jay?
I don't even know if
He doesn't name one Paul McCartney song.
did he do Let It Be or no?
Yes.
Oh,
Name
yes.
one more.
If you can't rattle off 20 songs
I
by
don't.
Paul
Dude,
McCartney,
it's for my dad. The ticket was for my dad, and I'm just going with him.
let's call him. And if he can't rattle off
Name
20
two
songs,
bands that Paul McCartney has played in.
The Beatles and the Paul McCartney band.
Oh, Jesus.
I
least
guess
we
we
got the
technically
Beatles.
have to get.
Spell Beatles.
Beatles.
Very good. Jesus.
I think we kind of have to give him the Paul McCartney band too. You were looking for wings,
Yeah.
is what you were doing there. Name one of his wives.
Linda.
God damn it, he's a huge fan.
He's a super fan. Who knew?
Son of a bitch deserves to go to Paul McCartney tonight.
How many legs?
don't know
How
where-
many legs had?
I don't know where.
How many legs on average do his former wives have?
If you combine all his wives, how many legs would they have?
Clearly, one of them has only one. So I mean, 4 or 3. 3. I'll go with 3. I'll say he had 2 wives and one of them only had 1.
He's had at least 2 wives.
He's had 3 wives, I believe,
Yeah,
and
let's say-
5 legs.
That's okay.
That's what I'm going. Like he wasn't married before Linda, I don't think, who was the photographer, and then the British, whatever that chick was from, with 1 leg. And I think he's married now. So
It's a Father's Day present. It's more because my dad will never. He never will go to these things, and
That's
like
good. You took him to Seeger a couple years ago.
Seeger,
You took him to.
the Boss, Bruce Springsteen,
You also saw Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, and these
Yeah.
are things like this is seriously something.
Eat. Stop taking your dad to these and take me, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
no
okay,
kidding.
Next time, Jay, when Father's Day comes around, Jay. Next time, I'll find out when your birthday is.
I don't have one.
Oh, that's right. But no, but the thing is, my dad he would never ever go. And then I'll find out later, like a week later, my mom was like, "Oh, he went to work and told everybody he went to the new arena and blah blah blah." And he likes
nice,
to
E.
say he goes.
That's
but
good.
did you guys have decent seats?
I did buy lower level seats. You know what's funny? I bought
You're not on the floor though.
no.
Okay.
They're like technically it says it's like side stage.
I
so
like side
know.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a little cheaper to get side stage, and I said, my dad.
Your
again,
dad will like that. He won't
right.
want to be standing on the floor.
Well, again, my dad goes to a concert a year, so when I buy the tickets for him, I do try to get lower bowl or
Good.
nice ones at least.
Good. Okay, I was thinking you were doing your rafters thing where it's like, well, I got
I
the
would do
last
that-
row in the stadium.
See him
No.
down there, Dad? Can you see him? Squint.
I would do
Squint
that
down
for
there.
myself, but for my dad, no.
It pisses me off because it's honestly the most incredible fucking show out there. Like, if you're a Beatles fan, hearing McCartney and his band is so good. They played last night for almost 3 hours.
Oh, no.
I know, right?
if I wanna sit
Should
there
we
for
try
it.
to find some last minute tickets, Jay? You want to go to McCartney tonight?
Yes.
Let's just see if we can find some anywhere. E, can you start looking up tickets? See if there's anything available. Maybe
StubHub's
Jay
the
and I
best
can
way
go.
to look
I'm
at
not
it.
going to be able to go.
No.
I'll look anyway, but StubHub's the best way. I forget all the tickets.
So yeah, he did almost 3 hours. It's the hottest concert ticket in the young life of Little Caesars Arena. Obviously, seats were fetching upwards of $500 on the secondary market. I would think they would go for even more than
Really?
that for someone like him at a new stadium like that.
I'm looking
yeah.
right now. $89 on StubHub, $90 Monday night maybe. Now, when you say upward of 500, though, you're talking when you get to the lower 300 for floor seats,
Yeah.
350 for like lower level seats.
I know I've asked you, Jay. Have you seen McCartney ever
No.
before? No. So open it up with "Hard Day's Night." It's not a bad opener, right?
I actually know that song. Nice.
Sing it, E.
Dude,
Give us a stanza.
I couldn't sing it, but I know
no,
it.
you can do it.
I've been looking.
Come on, E. Take it away, E. I thought you said you knew the song, E.
Well, there's songs that there's songs that I know that I can sing them if I hear them on the radio or I know them on the radio. but it
If
doesn't
you
mean I
don't know
them.
2/3 of the set list, I'd be shocked.
No, I know
I'd
more
be
Beatles songs.
shocked.
I know more Beatles songs. I actually used to have a few Beatles, like their best of. See, I think the Anthem or the double
Anthology
that they put out. I bought that one time, and I remember liking a lot of it.
So he did 38 songs. Almost 2/3 of them were Beatles stuff.
Nice. Now that's cool.
Yeah. Yesterday.
I'm sorry.
He's not familiar.
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry. But
Lord
again,
God, Jesus, help me.
again, you got to remember though, dude. You might be able to play the song, titles of songs I might not know.
Dude, yesterday? Come on, man.
Doesn't mean I don't know it yet. It
What is
means
this Imagine you speak of? What is this song Imagine?
It's Lennon, man.
I know it is.
You know what's
but
funny? No,
why'd you
he
mention
does a
that?
piece it.
He does that?
Yeah, he does a piece of it. in a medley.
the end of my festival last Sunday when they had the big fireworks and the confetti, they played a song and then they played a John Lennon song, and I cannot remember fucking what it is, but it was fucking really cool. Like it was like they really were
Imagine?
done. It might have been Imagine, but they were done at that point. Like,
Dude, you got to understand how retarded that sounds. E. Like Imagine's probably the most popular song in the
maybe it was
world.
Imagine. I don't know.
Imagine all the
that was it.
people.
Yeah, that was it. And it was honestly, it was freaking amazing because there was still the fireworks were still going off, and everyone was
Yeah.
like holding hands and
That's
stuff.
kind of dope. Were you crying, E? Like you were at the airport the next
You
morning?
know what, dude? That was when I was actually lucky enough. That was the first festival I ever actually, for the ending, I was with a girl technically, even though we didn't like hook up at the end of the night. We did sit there and like hold hands, and the fireworks were going off, and it was
Bag up.
it was pretty cool.
So he also did Junior's Farm. These are a little deeper. I've Got a Feeling. I love I've Got a Feeling.
I got a
Feeling deep inside. Love Me Do. Dedicated to George Martin, who passed away. I Want to Be Your Man. He and John Lennon had gifted this song to the Rolling Stones back in '63. They were looking for a hit. Also, okay, he didn't do Imagine. He did Give Peace a Chance. So
all we
are saying is give peace a
Chance.
I gave him the. I didn't know where you were going.
He
I should
looks
have
at
read
us chance,
Chance?
quizzically, like, I think it's Chance.
I'd rather have Imagine.
A Day in the Life.
Nice.
Oh,
One of my favorites. Woke
up,
up,
Oh
fell
yeah,
out of bed,
yeah.
dragged the comb across my
head.
I don't know the words, but I get from you guys singing it. Like last year, we were on a kick where you guys were like singing that. Like you were either
Found my way
playing.
downstairs,
Did Massey do a
drank
cover of
cup.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, because like you
Went
guys were on a
outside
big
Looking
kick.
up,
Yeah.
I noticed I was late.
grab my hat,
Found
grab
my coat and
grab
grabbed my
my
hat.
You guys are getting me
I
excited,
made the
man.
bus in seconds flat.
Is he
What's
after-
the part of had a smoke and
And
I fell into a dream. Will you sing along with the crowd? E?
If I know it, but if there's some level of
Yeah, you'll
sure,
do it.
Sure.
Maybe I'm amazed.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm amazed at the way I
Nice.
love
I'm
you.
getting excited there. These are songs, no, but
Well,
like
Live and Let Die.
Next on the list, Live and Let Die.
getting excited. I do know some of these songs.
It is noteworthy, however, E. Just don't want to
Oh, no.
damper on anything, but it is noteworthy. McCartney rarely does consecutive night stands anymore, so
It's like a nightmare.
you know it could be a little bit of an unusual test. They say his voice is not what it once
Oh,
was.
no. Oh, E.
It's good. It's good. It's well to quite well. I
You know
would
what's
say.
funny?
but
I did Monday because of this show, man. Because Sunday nights we do a show, so I did Monday.
It's okay. I'm sure they can find a stand-in. He doesn't have a very
Right.
unique voice or anything.
yeah, that's a good point. There's lots
He can
of
just
them.
play the bass.
Dude, there's tons of great McCartney impersonators
Oh,
out there.
They're out there.
Yeah. He did bring out the famous Epiphone guitar with the Red Wings logo on it. E will go cry for that.
Nice.
That goes back. He did Yesterday on that with the Epiphone with the wing sticker, famously picked up backstage at Olympia Stadium in 1976.
Wow.
McCartney made a point to single out the emblem, drawing a roar from the audience. E.
Nice.
That is a cool story.
Yeah,
That he's got
because
that-
it's a real thing, not
Yeah.
just like he didn't just like when they
They
just
just
walk
grab
out
a
wearing a
sticker.
jersey. Yeah.
What do you guys know what that story is? I don't remember
No.
the
Just
story.
what you said. He just got it-
picked it up at Olympia Stadium. What, just
That's
a
all I've
random
heard.
guitar?
Yeah, they were playing at Olympia, and he grabbed a sticker and threw it on there.
Oh, okay. He threw it on there. Gotcha. Back in '76. So yeah, E, you should have a blast tonight. And then he's off, dude. He goes off
Because
to
it was the Wings, you know? He was playing with the Wings, the band.
Oh yeah, makes perfect sense.
Anyway, I got to pee. Can we take a break?
Yeah, we can. He leaves from Detroit, heads to South America, Mexico, Australia, and New Zealand. E. So good thing you caught him here in Detroit. Otherwise, it
Nice.
would have been tough to take your dad to a show. All right, we'll take a quick break and be right back.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
everyone. This is Kelly Menino, your event coordinator for the Hamlin Pubs. Did you know that Hamlin Pubs offer 2 private rooms at each location, both located in Shelby Township? We specialize in all kinds of events, from bridal and baby showers, dinner rehearsals, to corporate luncheons and wedding receptions. My team is committed to making your occasion your most memorable event. Give me a call today so that we can plan your next event. Call me at 586-596-1425 or visit our website at hamlinpubs.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. Of course, Big E. Going on 3 days now without the Monster around. I can tell you, Jay, I've been just sad.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. You're not, but I appreciate that.
No, it sucks. I'm not happy when a pet dies, but glad she's not going to be peeing around the house is all, you know?
I would agree with that. See, that's where I'm at, too.
I just think, dude, if this was a young cat, a cat that was vibrant, had more life, then I'd be like, fuck. But she was so ready, you know?
Yeah.
It was the best thing to do.
Well,
so I don't mean to sound, really insensitive, but I think she was ready to go.
No, I totally agree with that, except that I've seen some that are so much worse and are still hanging on. You know, some of those death's door ones that Beth had.
The fact that she could get up on the counter says, she had some strength left.
And she was still friendly, but it's like every time I open the door, like I do this thing where I put my foot down because I know she's going to be there, like trying to go outside or something. And it's like I keep doing it. Like, man,
she's
no
gone.
Monster to do that no more. I know, she's going to meow at this or do this. And like all these little things that you don't even think of. You just don't think of. I go downstairs and I'm like, oh, what's this plastic tub doing here? And it's got an old label on there that I'd put on there years ago. It's like Monsty's food. It's just an empty plastic thing. And it's like, no, what am I gonna do with this now? I open my dishwasher, and I'd washed like the dishes 5 days ago, 6 days ago, or whatever. And there's a little Monsty dish, a little porcelain dish. I was like, oh man,
look at E, he's dying here.
It's so sad.
You're bringing tears to his eyes.
What do I do with this now?
Throw it out. You throw it out and turn the page. You have to. It's all you can do. She was a good cat.
I did tell Mike that last night I went home and when I got home,
gave Tony an extra hug.
I gave him a hug and said, "You're not going to leave me, Tony, are you?"
You son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, I what did I say to Beth? Sneak outside, eat my food. Oh, the other thing is, like, I have to when upstairs. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Like, my laptop stays open for the most part, but I have to close it like 3/4.
Crawl up there because it was warm.
It was warm on the
cats.
But she's the only cat I've ever had that did that, and she would just lay on it, and then I'd get there, and all of a sudden my screen would be upside down, and she'd be sending an email with like 4,000 characters.
That's why your C doesn't work anymore.
That's
for sure.
Probably my C, U, and M, especially don't work. So we're getting by, but I guess she's in a death triangle with Hugh Hefner.
Not bad.
Both into pussies, and so yeah, he was finally laid to rest. He was laid to rest in the mausoleum.
Laid to rest.
Laid to rest. Yes, very good. Next to Marilyn Monroe. I thought this was weird, dude. I hadn't read this before. I guess this was common knowledge, but he bought those nude pictures of her in the first magazine issue of Playboy. Against her will.
Really?
Like, she didn't do a photo shoot with him. And the fact is, he never met her. He never met Marilyn Monroe, and here he is, how creepy is that? It's like, I want this plot of land,
Just obsessed with her in a weird way.
And he bought.
What was the famous picture? Her on her knees with her hands behind her head.
Like on the cover.
Yeah.
Yep. But apparently she had done that shoot for someone else, and then he bought them off the photographer and just published them. She was like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm nude in Playboy, whatever that is now." So yeah, they laid him to rest there at the at LA's Westwood Village Memorial Park at noon.
Closed the drawer.
Yep, and I think they could do better on as far as famous people buried there, because I was like, okay, there's tons of celebrities obviously that would be buried in this West Hollywood cemetery, famous cemetery place, and it says, including famous people such as Roy Orbison. I love Roy Orbison; he's great. Truman Capote and Dean Martin. I was like, those are big names. They're old names, but wouldn't you think there'd be more, like a shitload more that you would point to as relevant dead people? I don't know who they are.
I don't know. Don't Hollywood people not really live in Hollywood anymore? That's old Hollywood.
Yeah.
Where when the whole, picture scene came on, then sure, there's a lot of those stars around there, and that's where they made their homes and all that. But I think a lot of those guys kind of spread out, don't they?
Yeah, you're probably right. I would think there would be more like not going back to the 50s and the 40s, like those people. I know people get old and that's when they die, but I would think there'd be a lot of like Amy Winehouses and, you know, Jim Morrisons or something like more.
Isn't Jim Morrison in Paris?
Yeah, he is. He is. It's a bad example, but you know what I mean, though. Names like that, you know. I don't know. Anyway, so his it was revealed on Saturday that Hefner's widow, Crystal Harris, a beautiful woman of 31, 60 years younger,
Grieving widow.
Oh yeah, just devastated.
Real devastated, I bet. Those paychecks coming in.
It was revealed that she will keep a home worth $7 million and a $5 million lump sum. That is the game, man. That's why you settle
Be
in.
the last one standing, right?
Dude.
That Holly chick is kicking herself. God damn it.
She is. You know, she got nothing. Hefner's most prized asset could be in limbo for at least a year, they said. At the time of his death, he held 35% of the Playboy brand and still completely owned the magazine. But there were strings attached to this agreement. Under the deal, Playboy Enterprises has 1 year from the time of Hefner's death to buy back his shares, assuming his estate and Playboy can reach an agreement. If they can't, after 1 year, Hef's 35% is up for grabs and will go to the highest bidder. They say probably worth about $45 million.
What does the Playboy brand do beyond the magazine? I guess like the is there a TV network or something? Playboy.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. There's a few Playboy channel. Playboy it used to be like After Dark or something.
So beyond that, though, are there other Playboy things out there?
Dude, that's what I was thinking. And like, who's gonna buy into the magazine brand? Like, honestly, that's like buying into Maxim right now. Like, who would do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go buy a payphone.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. But he had $36 million worth of stocks and bonds, $6 million in a joint account with an unnamed person. His monthly earnings from the magazine totaled monthly earnings. Okay, Playboy's an international magazine, $100,000. And that probably tells you all you need to know about.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's more than this, but under like the Playboy Enterprise, these are what it lists as the products. Just like TV,
magazine, TV, Playboy online,
adult entertainment.
I think adult entertainment is probably the pay channels, but I don't know.
Hey, Hamlin Pub, they have 5 locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers, most of which are brewed right here in Michigan. They have great happy hour specials Monday through Friday, 2 to 6, and half off appetizers on Monday. Check out all their specials at all 5 locations. Go to hamlinpubs.com for more info. And don't forget, Jerry from the San Francisco Jacks, October 28th at Hamlin Pub.
22 and Hayes.
Can't see us.
Was E telling me that someone was rerouting their flight back into town so that they could
an
stop in
international
Detroit?
flight, right?
A friend, not even, a listener, a listener of the show was telling a friend about it, and she was like, "I gotta see this guy." and she's on her way to like London.
And making a special stop
in Detroit.
In Detroit to meet Jerry from the
Jerry
Jacks.
will be tickled by that.
Oh, will he ever?
I'm tickled.
Oh,
She was supposed to fly to Florida, from Florida to London that day, but it's not going to fly to Detroit.
So instead of going direct to London, she's stopping in Detroit first?
Yes.
Oh, that's exceptional. And speaking of members area, we were talking about members area earlier. There's a call Jay and I made to Jerry that turned into like, I don't know, 10, 12-minute conversation with him.
Maybe a week ago, 10 days ago.
Yeah, that's in there, and it's definitely worth a listen. That guy is just so damn funny. If you like Jerry at all, it's good stuff. By the way, people are starting to speak out a little bit, talking about Hefner. One of his valets in charge of taking care of the house and Hef himself is speaking out. He only worked for him for a couple years back in the 70s.
You know, Kadog, before you move on, has corrected me and said that
Valet?
it's a valet when referred to a butler of sorts. We
Really?
actually pronounce it valet, whereas the valet parks the car or, attends through that service.
But aren't you going to sound like an asshole if you say valet?
Sure, we're not beyond that. Let's
Yeah,
say
we say
it correctly.
scenario here, dude. I mean,
Dude, it leaps off the TV at me because every once in a while, like probably every 10th time you hear scenario, you'll have some smug asshole go scenario.
You're like,
it's
fuck yeah.
He's one of ours.
Yeah.
He's one of ours.
So you want to start the sentence?
Sorry, a former personal valet
Thank you.
was in charge of taking care of the famous Lothario's every need. He would stock the fridge with cool refreshments, stuff like anywhere from like, oh, I'm out of root beer to, oh my God, this pile of sex toys needs to be cleaned. And so he would take care of the sex toys right after what was called Pig Night at the mansion.
Hef was into watching, though.
I know.
He'd sit and watch all this shit.
Well, Stefan Tedenbaum.
Let's call him Stefan.
I like Stefan as well. Stefan is a well-established valet from earlier in the story. And Stefan, he now works as a sculptor in Redondo Beach. Perfect. He recalls his stint as Hef's butler from 1978 and 79. During the year he spent, there were just sex parties involving hookers, porn stars, and celebrities, all par for the course. I made sure the maids took all the sex toys down to the basement after use, washed and sterilized them before returning them to their secret compartments above his bed. How gross is that? Oh, washing out Hefner's sex toys after his pig parties. On certain nights, Mr. Hefner had prostitutes brought up to the mansion, and he would entertain them with a big dinner, invite his friends to come and participate in sex acts with him. It was called Pig Night. Sometimes the women had panooses. Hefner, but wouldn't those just be called men?
They would, yeah. Chicks with dicks.
I've heard that.
Shamalis.
Yes, I've heard that as well. But to say some of the women had penises
seems
doesn't
make sense.
I'm not sure exactly what they're saying. For lack of a better word, I'll just call them men. Is that okay?
Dudes dressed like ladies?
Sure. So he was not involved with that, although some of his other guests, especially John Belushi, was hugely into that.
Wow.
It's like Belushi's in his grave. Can't counter this. He's just at the word of Stefan the valet.
The now sculptor.
Yes, who claims Belushi, and I don't know if Belushi liked going like mouth to panoose on these things, if he liked sitting on them. I don't know what his role was. He doesn't expand. He says Hefner was brutal, treated his girlfriends and staff like shit. Most of the time, he never had sex with the women, preferring instead to watch well-endowed men like one John Holmes.
John Holmes.
Oh,
the
Johnny
one and
Holmes. Didn't he die of AIDS?
I believe he did.
I didn't give him those AIDS.
No.
But yeah, he would watch him bang these chicks, and Hef would just sit there and smoke a joint and eat red licorice. How cool is that? I love red licorice.
No hand
though.
on panoose? Like,
That
was he
is
just
creepy,
storing this away?
dude, to me.
I don't know. He
Eating
must have been
red
like,
Because that's even weirder. Like, if you're going to sit there and whack off and eat licorice and watch,
yeah.
okay. But you're just going to watch that?
Would you eat licorice the whole time, or would it just be like you have a couple pieces and
Me
then
personally?
You personally.
I'm a big fan of licorice, so I would probably eat it the whole time. Yeah.
I didn't want to tell you, dude, but they have like 2 foot long of your favorite red licorices now. They have bags
Oh, God.
that are like humongous, dude.
The Twizzlers.
The Twizzlers, yeah, huge. So yeah, you just sit there and eat licorice, smoke a joint, and watch. Does seem weird. They were always filmed. All these encounters were filmed. The footage wasn't purely for erotic purposes. The films were used as an insurance policy against associates who thought about going public with stories. So Hef could pop out the video and ruin you overnight. For a man who could satisfy every vice and whim as his heart desired, he was not a kind man. If he tasted the Pepsi and it wasn't cold enough, he would throw it away. And
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
And demand that I replace it. He would just call me Velette. He wouldn't even, he's like, I don't think he ever knew my name. He would just scream, Velette Pepsi. And the valet would have to bring him more Pepsi. He was brutal to his girlfriends and sex partners. One of the things he claims, Stefan claims, is that you had to have fake tits because that was all the rage then.
Back in 78, 79? Really?
He said it was the new thing. It was the new thing was to get these big giant fake titties, which are just fucking gross.
Is that accurate?
Really.
In 78, 79?
Yeah, they were probably doing them, but they would burst. And so Hef would get to fucking pawn all over him.
Man.
And then they would burst and he'd just be like, they'd be begging him to go to the hospital.
Next.
Be like, yeah, chuck the leaking one out of here and let's get on to some good ones. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
objectified women? Is this true?
Who could fathom? Who would have ever known? Should we get to some email, Jay?
Sure. Hey, our friends at Zot M59 Chrysler Jeep, I misspoke, in White Lake are throwing an incredible Jeep celebration. A celebration, if you will. Because of their tremendous volume and massive inventory, Zot Chrysler Jeep can give you deals better than anyone on the planet, or at least the podcast world. Right now, lease a new 18 Jeep Compass 4-wheel drive at just $129 a month. Yes, a brand new Compass can be yours for $129 a month. Surf their super-duper deals, their massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
I have a couple other stories. Maybe we can scoot into members area after the show.
Sounds good.
And do some of those because they're a little long to start now. That's why I dumped into the whatever.
Let's do that. Jug writes in, also known as Jeremiah. Jug. Jeremiah.
I know
Greetings, Spartan, cult leader, and Isis. My issue is with everyone telling E what changes he needs to make in life. He's damn near 40, and that's the way he grew up, and that's the way he's going to be.
God damn it.
At this point, no significant changes will be made. He's going to need life to kick him in the dick for that to happen. If there is any constructive criticism, he shuts down like an abused woman who got the goon hand too many times.
Oof.
So stop giving him advice because it's a waste of thought. Use him for what he's good for, man on the street bits and ventures. Get the tent back up in the backyard so he can whip up a batch of baby batter with Jerry. Encourage his comedy because he's actually pretty good. Boy, you're only as good as your last set, I would argue. And if anybody was at Hamlin Pub,
that was that was our version of locking up the brakes, right? Wouldn't you say that was our version of just like
Jesus?
That was
in his defense. So I think what E was thinking was, look, this thing is on fire right now, and if I come in here with a hot set and blow the roof off this place, who
Maybe
knows
what
what could happen? And so you know, why don't I temper things? Let's lock them up really quick. Let's apply the brakes.
Well, sometimes like
bring
everyone
this thing
knows,
to a
like when
screeching halt, and then Jay and Mike will kind of temper it from there. We'll learn from that.
Well, like everyone,
thank
like,
you for that, E.
When you go to like a real punk rock show or something, you know, once in a while, every song can't just be in the mosh pit. You know, you gotta
need the
have
bass solo.
You have to have those songs where people can go get a beer and something.
He's our bass solo.
I recorded a set for him at one of his shows one time. Didn't post it, just sent it to him to study and learn from, says Jug, which I'm sure he did not. Keep a notebook in your car, Isis, and also by the splooge-stained couch so you can write down your thoughts. Isis is clearly happy, so rock on with your bad self and stop the well-thought-out advice because he isn't listening. Jug.
Do you know Jug? Have you met Jug?
I'm not sure.
Jug is the guy, I believe, if I've got the right Jug, there could be multiple Jugs out there, who is friggin' huge. He's huge. He was at our last gig.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He used to be a doorman at Rumors in Royal Oak. Jim and Jug. They look like brothers. They were both fucking massive. And they were my guys. Like, if I wanted to bring an underage girl into the bar and take advantage of her, Jug and Jim are my boys. You know, back entrance. Let's go up here. You know, we'll give her a wristband, make it look legit. And we'll, you know, you get her sauced up till she's the point of taking advantage of. That whole thing. So Jug was kind of my running man for quite a few years. I believe the statute of limitations has run out on all of those days. So.
Now I got you.
Nate writes in,
he's a good boy.
Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose. During Jay's favorite segment of show number 908, the reading of Post, we received a postcard featuring the state of Vermont. This prompted Big Ephus to exclaim, "Isn't that the love state or something?"
I looked into it later.
Vermont has a famous saying. It's driving me nuts that I couldn't remember.
I looked into it later and it wasn't. But.
He then assumed his normal hunchback position in front of the Bing machine and began pecking away. After a few minutes of staring at the screen, he gave up and went back to listening to the show. One can only
That's exactly what happened.
One can only assume that the reason E equates Vermont with love is because they were the first state to legalize gay marriage. E and TCG probably used to pillow talk about the day that they would run away to Vermont and finally express their love for each other to the world. These talks surely occurred many times in cheap hotel rooms on the west side of Michigan after nights of drinking and mutual Craigslist hand jobs. They would smile and plan their beautiful nuptials, consisting of a small ceremony and a weekend of butt sex and Simpsons reruns and a quaint Vermont bed and breakfast. He's probably getting a little choked up right now just thinking about it.
Sounds beautiful,
Hi,
actually.
Mrs. Fady. Love the show, Nate.
He's right. I did try to find it and I was wrong, so I just didn't say anything.
Did you ever find what their license plate was?
I forget now. Vermont. I'll look it up. Vermont state saying.
Bing that shitty. Dr. Tommy writes in, Gullible Fucktard 1, Gullible Fucktard 2, and EDM Fucktard. In regard to the story about the 500-kilogram heaviest woman in the world who died recently, this is not a thyroid problem! The article states she was 11 pounds when she was born. Lottie fucking da. I was 11 pounds when I was born. Tons of kids are 11 pounds when they're born. My mom was 12 pounds. The vast majority do not have weight problems. Mike got all mopey when he heard she had a thyroid problem. Low levels of thyroid cause weight gain on the level of 10 to 20 pounds. Not 1,000. Come on, man.
No, I wasn't cutting her all the slack in the world for that, but she was a little butterball as a kid, though. You'd see her at 3, and it was like, I mean, you'd have to be pumping just fat into her to get that kind of kid.
Well, we've seen that. This girl's problem is 100% a mental eating disorder and a lifestyle choice. Why did she die? Because she was 1,100 fucking pounds. Her blood had more cholesterol than a fucking McDonald's milkshake. Do not let anyone fool you. Having a thyroid problem doesn't make you 300, 400, 500, 1,100 pounds. It makes you gain a small amount of weight. And guess what? You start taking thyroid medication and bam! 2 months later, you lost 20 to 30 pounds because thyroid medication is like metabolic coke.
Gotcha.
Her grossly
Now I
negligent
gotcha.
care for her body and lack of general nutrition led to her thyroid problem,
Yeah,
not
but-
the other way around.
Yeah, but okay, fair enough. But say I hit 640, okay? Say I hit 640. It's not an unattainable goal. Once I get to the stage of bedridden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's on life. Like now I can't do anything about it. So if I go from 640 to 1,100, that last 500 pounds is on the world. You know what I mean? Like I'm ridden in my bed. And so now
So the world is supposed to prevent you from gaining more?
No,
What-
but it's like don't blame me, man.
How'd you
I
get to
can't-
640, dude?
I don't know. How did I get to 330?
It's a lifestyle choice and a mental eating disorder.
I know, but now I'm here. Now I'm ridden.
I don't get what the
I don't-
point is.
I don't-
I'm
You're
saying
either, man.
like she went into the bed, I think at like 640, and then ballooned to 1,100 or something
So
like
she's
that.
not
It's
to
like
blame?
no, I'm not saying she's not to blame. She is. It's on her. But at that point, she's all bets are off. There's nothing she can do. I mean, if you want to be the guy that's like the brother that shows up but is like, no, I'm not feeding you fucking 18 Big Macs. I'm only giving you broccoli. That's what you get. You get cottage cheese in the morning with some peaches, a hard-boiled egg, and a small glass of water. And then for lunch, you have some bird seed and a few strands of broccoli. And then at night, I'll give you a sensible grilled chicken patty and some more broccoli.
This all sounds delicious, doesn't it?
Other than the bird seed, yes.
Well, fine, grass clippings, whatever. But then she'd lose the weight. But other than that, she can't. It's not like she can lift weights or go for a quick jog. And
Dr. Tommy continues, you are allowed to feel bad for this woman because, yes, it is incredibly sad, but I will not stand by and have you spread the belief that it was out of her hands.
Yeah.
It was 100% her and her family's fault. Okay, my heart rate has dropped below 140 beats per minute now. Jay, I apologize for calling you gullible fucktard, too, because I know you were just supporting Mike because of his Prader-Willi syndrome. Keep up the good work. For God's sake, please find Ephus some psychiatric help. His cult following to EDM and out-of-body experiences make him susceptible to doing something real, real bad.
I feel bad for
I
you.
mean, you telling me that's all her fault? What?
What am I looking at, dude?
That's a person.
Is that
That's
a
one of
leg?
God's-
Is that-
one of God's
Is that a nose? Like,
Oh boy.
what am I?
Yeah, it's not pleasurable, but I mean,
What are you talking about? That's not her fault.
I was trying to make a joke, but it wasn't working. But she's not that bad. I mean, dude, if you zoom in on her eyes,
Okay.
I mean, she doesn't look thrilled, but you wouldn't expect a complete explosion going on. Just image the 1,000-pound woman.
Okay. Well, one second. First, I want to do this.
Bing image it.
Fine. First, I want to say this. I actually,
Green Mountain State.
There was a country I was the state. I realized what the state I was thinking. By the way, Vermont is freedom and unity is their state slogan. I realized when I look at it now, Virginia. Virginia is for lovers.
Yes.
That's what I was
okay.
thinking of. So okay, now I can look up
The
1,000-pound woman.
license plates I looked up said Green Mountain State.
Yeah, I just keep
Well,
thinking teddy bears.
Well, license plate is Green
There you
Mountain
go.
State slogan is freedom and unity. Virginia, their license plate is Virginia's for lovers, and there's sometimes they're different. The
Yeah.
license plate and the slogan.
All right, Bing
1,000-pound
woman.
that'll be-
Image search that.
While you do that, Matt writes in, JukePod Heroes and TCAM, Titty Cancer Awareness Month for any new listeners, is rapidly approaching. Have we thought of making Livestrong style bracelets with the cast logo and some titties or something in support of defeating titty cancer once and for all? I think we're in Titty Cancer Awareness
Isn't that
Month.
wait?
I think it's October.
Yeah, it is.
October and then Movember. Is that for us?
Yeah.
I thought this was Show Us Your Sausage Month, but maybe it's Titty Cancer too.
I think it is. I think you're right on both accounts. But isn't November where we're not allowed to shave our mustaches? Otherwise, we're cheering for cancer to win.
Yeah, Movember, right?
No
Movember.
shave. Yes, no shave November.
Second, I'm not sure, but I am pretty sure that Stars and Bars refers to the Confederate flag and not the American flag. So every time Chaz says Stars and Bars, I fear he's using the term incorrectly. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's what I've always.
Wait, which one is
Stars
Stars
and
and-
Bars is the Confederate flag. I've always.
Stars and Stripes would be the U.S. flag.
Did I misspeak?
I've
Misspoke at some
never
point?
heard you say it multiple times about referring to the American flag like that. But yeah, the Stars and Bars I usually assume is Confederate.
Finally, in a recent poem, our dear leader did say that Kathy Griffin's neighbor said racist comments, and I too was waiting for racism, just as was Mr. Detroit. This guy's listening very closely.
Yeah, that's
very
okay.
closely.
That happens.
Matt, you're
He's
You're
your
on it.
guy.
Eat a bag of dicks, Ephus. Goodbye, B-U-Y, Matt.
There you go. There's the picture.
What exactly am I looking at?
I think you're looking at a Jabba the Hutt sort of thing.
You're right. Where does she go to the bathroom?
Where does one poops?
You just poop right there, I think.
Is this a vagine right there?
I don't know.
Is that a vagine we're looking at?
Is that labia majora poking out from under that?
It's at least
that
menorah.
moo-moo?
Yeah.
So is
I
that
don't
a
know.
buttock that's off to stage right?
Is that a tampon?
Oh God, I don't know.
Hanging out.
dude.
Here's what's got me concerned. You see the leg here, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of Stay
sure.
Puft Marshmallowy, Michelin tire man, like this whole thing. This bump here has me concerned though. You see that?
Ooh.
It looks kind of tumorish, and I'm just saying
She
she
should
should
get
get
that
it looked
checked
at.
out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I see a mole that concerns me too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little mole on her cheek. Get that looked at. You know,
Those
you can never be
legs-
too sure.
Appear to be shaven though. I mean,
Shorn?
so she's doing.
God, man. Wow, what the human body can become.
I think that's her husband there, loving man he is. Thank you.
Smells nice in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Just think it smells like a steady stream of farts and fried chicken. Chickson.
Ryan writes in, I have a real grievance. Putting them on the clock.
All right.
People's lack of etiquette and common sense at airport baggage claim carousel. It's a very simple concept. Stand 2 to 3 feet back from the carousel so we'll all be able to see our dumb bags going around. And just prior to your bag being juxtaposed, step forward to retrieve your shit. But inevitably, half a dozen numbnuts crowd that thing when the buzzer goes off, like the Duchess's sister is going to come rolling by giving BJers. Back up so the rest of us civilized travelers can get our bags without having to hockey elbow our way to the carousel. Ryan. I think it's bona fide.
Bona fide for sure.
Definitely
Yeah.
been to the baggage
What are you
carousel.
doing?
It's
Yeah.
like, dude, and you know it's going to come back around. Even if you did miss it,
Right.
it'll be back in 30 seconds. You don't have to.
Yeah. Here's the problem, though. I made the mistake of buying a bag that looks like everybody else's bag. It's a
Everybody's made that
medium-sized
mistake. That's why they all
black
look
all look the same.
Samsonite. But then you see
Got a
the
tiny
guy.
little ribbon on there, Mike.
I know, right? But then you see the guy with the polka dot bag, and it's like that guy can just chill in the back, and it's like whatever, man. But me, I'm worried that some dipshit is going to grab my bag, thinking it's theirs legitimately, and then they're going to take off with all my cool stuff.
Many of sitcoms and movies have been based on that very scenario.
Has it?
Well, you know, it's always grabbing wrong bags, right?
Yeah.
Happened in
You know
Arrested Development.
Right. You know what I think too on the airplane that always gets me kind of funny is like the plane lands, then we're about to get out, and like it's one thing if like maybe you're right up front, but the people are way in the back start standing up.
Dude, I was
and it's
going to
like,
use that as a future grievance.
What
That's
are
a
they
good one.
doing?
The
What are you-
disembarking is unreal, man. Some
What are you
people's
standing for?
behavior during some people just want to stand to
Okay,
because their
okay.
backs hurt. They're
Okay.
sitting.
That is acceptable if you have an aisle seat. That's
yeah,
it.
right.
That's the only time
Dude,
that's acceptable.
Some people's behavior is so stupid during the
dude-
disembark, and people just get furious about it too.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, you can see what's going on. We're not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
It's gonna be 5-10 minutes. We're all. I mean, it's all pretty much just gonna flow if you ever just.
Yeah, everybody
sits
goes
there.
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it should
Yeah.
work in an orderly manner. It's
Do you think
the
that's
zipper process.
Do you think does that happen on a flight, say from Detroit to Chicago, where you're only in the air 45 minutes or something? It's no big deal, and because I notice it a lot, but I do these 5-hour flights. You know, I do a lot. Like, I'm visiting family in Arizona or California. That's really the only places I go.
No, dude, I
And
think it
so
happens on
after
every flight.
Does it? Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm asking because I don't do many jaunts to just Chicago for 30 minutes or whatever, where people might be more relaxed. But those long ones, they want to get out of there. And I was guilty of this, dude. I'd be in the back row of the plane, and I always got a window seat. And and as soon as it stopped, it was like, get this belt off me. And then I'd stand up and have my head craned like this as I'm hitting everything above me, the baggage shit and the lights. And finally, one day, a few years ago, it was just like, what are you doing? Like, you're going nowhere. You got 20 minutes, dude.
Occurred to you? Did it?
Sit
Well,
sit down.
especially
And
if
it was
you
like
check a bag.
And then you get to a really peaceful place where even when it's finally like, okay, now it's going, and now these 2 rows are going to go, and then my row gets to go. Every once in a while, I get the fucking asshole that wants to rush through there, and I'll elbow that son of a bitch in the throat. I don't care. No, you're not going. But then you'll see the old couple that's in row 4, and they're just like, yeah,
Sure.
take your time, man.
How about
We're
the
in no
guy?
rush.
How about the guy who stowed his guitar 8 aisles behind him? So he has to somehow get through people who are standing there to get his fucking guitar out of the overhead bin.
He needs to be shot.
Yeah.
And not like to death, but like in the toe or something. You know what I mean? Like if one of those, undercover custom guys can be in there with just a gun and just like 22.
Just so we can learn him a lesson.
Yeah, just like bang. There goes your pinky toe. I hope it was worth it to stow your axe 8 rows behind you, you dick.
Curtis writes in with a Nana level shout out as a member. He's a Nana member, and he gets the honor of giving a shout out, whatever he wants. So this is what he wants to do. It's, I don't know, little weak to me, but okay, Curtis.
Dude, it's his call, not yours. It's not your call.
Okay.
So who are you to judge?
Okay, here's his shout out. Jay, come see the Oxford Wildcats versus the Lake Orion Dragons in the Pink Out the Park game Friday, October 6th at 7 p.m. on the blue turf at Oxford Stadium. No.
Dude, what?
It's a nice invite.
It's a beautiful invite, and I like what he did there. He promoted the game.
Yeah.
Gave you some highlights as to why the cool blue field. I might go to that game. I wasn't invited, but I might just go to that game.
I believe I was cordially invited.
You were.
That's nice of you, Curtis. there's little I hate more than high school football.
Is it the pomp or the circumstance?
It's more circumstance than pomp, but
yeah.
they
See, I
both
would have
play
thought
in.
pomp would be more of a problem. There's so much pomp at those games. Those high school games.
Yeah, it's just a lot of...
We touched on it the other day. I had a buddy.
The douchebaggery.
My buddy Tooch was like, dude, I was laughing so hard when you guys were talking about the absolute douchebaggery that goes on with these, like, like, we're going to battle.
Yeah. I'm 5'9", 155, and I'm going to battle. For you guys, my bros.
Detroit first, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's lock arms.
I'm going to run through
field.
a paper sign.
Let's take the field as soldiers together.
Yeah, we're warriors.
Woo! It's go time. Where's my eye black?
I've got wristbands around my bottom bicep and my top.
Dude,
Make it pop.
Tits.
It's
that's
popping.
tits. Look how hard you look now.
See it? I actually even have a bicep there. See it pops.
Pops. Look at that. Grease myself up.
Sorry, man. High school football players out there. You'll understand once you get beyond that.
No.
Couple years beyond, you'll look back and go, yeah, it's kind of douchey.
Look at chicken legs out there, fucking acting hard. Nice. Oh, we're taking a knee now. Isn't that cute? Boy, really making a difference, aren't we?
We'll
Spread
save the rest for tomorrow.
All right, let's duck into members' content area.
Let's duck in.
Let's duck in there for a few minutes. What do you say, guys?
Jesus, you up for that?
I am.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
shit. You know what? Can I say? I didn't say that.
No, we're done.
Okay, that's fine.
You can't just... Of course you can.
No. I know. You know what? I meant to do it
Yeah,
earlier.
you don't see Jay ever ask permission or me ask permission.
I know.
Say it, E.
I meant to do it earlier when we were talking about it. I
God
realized
damn
I
you,
didn't.
now my
but
bones hurt. They're aching. My
I just
bones
want
are
to
aching a
let
little bit
people
too.
know, again, I'm trying to post it once in a while, but remember, I'm doing this Dancing with the Detroit Stars. I'm trying to raise money for the homeless shelter at SOS, so that's on the events page.
I think we have some news coming up on that. On how you might... How you might entice some people to give.
Right. I agree.
We'll
I think
talk
it'll be
about
very
that
fun.
later in the week.
But you can go on
Does
the
this involve
events.
me going to Danny's at some point, or
it might involve the big Eagle Cam coming back. Let's just put it that way.
Uh-oh.
It might.
Uh-oh.
But you can go to the events page on detroitcast.com, and there's a link there to donate.
Dude, Barb Bloink is kicking your ass. Like I'm
somebody
so
else,
ashamed right now.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're gonna check in with his opponents too.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit of shit.
We need to, right?
Totally.
I mean, is that on us to talk shit for him, or do we think E needs to talk more shit?
We'll probably have to set the table for him, but he's fully capable.
But dude, we heard about Barb Bloink day one, and I looked at the money thing at one point, and Barb Bloink is kicking his fucking ass.
Bloink's moved the needle.
Wow.
Exactly.
Where'd some of that money come from?
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. All right, everybody. Well, there's plenty more to come on E's Dancing. I love the idea of the Eagle Cam. I want more information on that, and we'll duck into the members area. But we'll see you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.